It means a lot for me because it makes me feel like I'm home when I'm traveling, you know, so many weeks of the year. And I think that feeling is reciprocated for a lot of the
$40 million bombshell. Rolex's top boss just crowned tennis brightest new star. Before we dive into this unbelievable story, make sure you like this video and subscribe to Court Vision Media, because this is one of those moments in tennis history you will want to say you witnessed from the very beginning. Oh my God. You are absolutely not ready for what we are about to unpack today. Welcome back to Court Vision Media, the only place where the tennis world's boldest, biggest, and most jaw-dropping stories get the full deep dive treatment they deserve. Stop what you are doing. Put the phone down. Pause that coffee sip. Because what we are breaking down right now is not just a tennis headline. It is not just a sponsorship deal. This is a cultural shift. A luxury industry power move. A coronation that has sent shockwaves from Geneva to Manila and across the entire sporting universe. The undisputed titan of Swiss watchmaking, Rolex, has made one of the most daring and talked about decisions in its century-long legacy. A $40 million ambassador contract. And before you start guessing the usual icons of the sport, let us pause right there. It is not Novak Djokovic. Not Carlos Alcaraz. Not Jannik Sinner. Not Aryna Sabalenka. The face personally selected by Rolex CEO Jean-Frédéric to represent the crown is a 20-year-old Filipina who has been methodically and magnificently shaking up the tennis establishment. Court Vision plus family, the Rolex crown has officially been placed on the head of Alexandra Eala. $40 million. That figure is not hype. It is not rumor. It is the reality emerging from the boardrooms of Switzerland. And it signals a dramatic evolution in how the luxury sector sees women's tennis, Asian athletes, and the unstoppable surge of what fans are already calling Eala mania. Today, we are peeling back every layer of this historic partnership, from why it happened now, to the exclusive timepiece crafted in her honor, to why branding experts are labeling this the boldest luxury sports move of the decade. To truly grasp why this announcement is shaking the foundations of both sport and business, you have to understand how Rolex operates. This is not a brand that rushes. This is not a company that hands out endorsements casually. Rolex's ambassadors, known as testimonies, historically read like a Hall of Fame etched in stone. Roger Federer. Rafael Nadal. Tiger Woods. These are generational figures whose legacies were already secured before the crown was attached to their wrists. So when Jean-Frédéric personally backed a $40 million investment in a player who has not yet captured a Grand Slam title, this was more than a contract. It was a proclamation. Rolex is not betting on potential alone. They are declaring belief in inevitability. And the timing? It was no accident. Over the past several weeks, Eala's performances in the Middle East have forced the tennis world to look again. At the Dubai Tennis Championships, she delivered a commanding performance against Jasmine Paolini, a Grand Slam finalist and one of the tour's fiercest competitors. That match was not luck. It was authority. Then came the clash that ignited global conversation, Eala versus Coco Gauff. A reigning U.S. Open champion. A world top contender. And yet, point after point, Eala stood her ground with fearless shot-making and emotional control beyond her years. She may not have walked away with the victory, but she captured something arguably more powerful, global attention. But the real masterstroke behind this partnership goes beyond forehands and scorelines. It is about movement. When Eala steps onto a court in Dubai or Abu Dhabi, the energy shifts. Filipino flags wave. Chants erupt. The crowd transforms from polite spectators into roaring believers. Even Gauff herself acknowledged the sheer force of the Eala faithful. Rolex did not just sign a tennis player. They aligned with a nation and a rapidly expanding regional market. The Philippine diaspora alone spans millions worldwide. Southeast Asia represents one of the fastest-growing luxury markets on Earth. Analysts are already comparing this moment to the impact of Li Na on tennis and luxury branding in China. But insiders argue Eala's reach may extend even further across a broader Asian landscape. And then there's the watch itself. This is not a standard endorsement. Rolex is reportedly developing a bespoke timepiece inspired by the sampaguita, the national flower of the Philippines. The design nods to a powerful memory from Wimbledon championships, where Eala wore a sampaguita hair accessory as a quiet tribute to her roots. That small gesture resonated deeply with fans. Now, it is being immortalized in Swiss craftsmanship. The timepiece is expected to be part of the iconic Rolex Oyster Perpetual Collection, a line synonymous with timeless design and enduring excellence. The symbolism is clear. Rolex is positioning Eala not as a fleeting trend, but as a lasting figure. Zoom out further, and the broader tennis narrative becomes even more fascinating. Women's tennis is in transition. The era dominated by Serena Williams and Venus Williams redefined athletic stardom. Now, a new generation is rising. Iga Swiatek continues her dominance. Aryna Sabalenka commands power. Golf builds her legacy. And Rolex has made it crystal clear who they believe can transcend the sport itself. Add to that the men's landscape, where Carlos Alcaraz represents the youthful future of the game, and you see the architecture forming. Alcaraz and Eala as twin pillars of Rolex's next era. Tradition meets expansion. Europe meets Southeast Asia. Established greatness meets emerging brilliance. Social media erupted within hours of the news. Filipino fans across continents celebrated with a pride that felt larger than sport. For many, this is not just about endorsement money. It is about visibility, representation, validation. And let us not forget the competitive dimension. With her technical evolution, strengthened serve, sharpened backhand, and increasing composure under pressure, Eala's ranking trajectory suggests that the on-court breakthroughs may only be beginning. Clay season looms. Grand slams await. Imagine the visual, deep into a major draw, wearing a Rolex crafted with the symbol of her homeland. That story writes itself. At its core, this is bigger than luxury and bigger than tennis. It is about a young woman from the Philippines who trained, sacrificed, endured pressure, and now stands as a global symbol of possibility. Rolex did not merely invest in talent. They invested in narrative power. Game. Set. Crown. Now we want to hear from you. Is this $40 million partnership a visionary masterstroke? Does it accelerate Alex Eala's path to becoming one of the greatest Asian tennis players ever? Or does it add a new layer of pressure to an already skyrocketing career? Drop your thoughts in the comments because this community always brings the sharpest insights. And if this deep dive informed you, inspired you, or simply blew your mind, make sure you like this video, share it with every tennis fan you know, and subscribe to Court Vision Media so you never miss another historic moment. Stay passionate. Stay locked in. And we will see you in the next one.